What do I love? That's a tough question. It's because there's a lot that I do love. I love to laugh. Um, I love to make people laugh. I think I love to make people laugh more than I love to laugh myself. And when someone laughs out loud, that's, to me, that's music right there. I love that. I really, really do. And if I can be the one to do that, that's just the best ever. I don't know. I just love being alive. It's and that sounds kind of trite, but it's true. There's so much I love. It's hard to narrow it down. So yeah, but if I had to pick the one thing, I think it would just be making someone laugh. What do I fear as an artist? You know, I think I'm fairly decent. I think I have some skills and talents, and you know, when things seem to go well for me, I don't know. I don't, without consciously thinking about it, I think I sabotage myself in some respect. And I'm not sure why. Maybe I don't feel like I'm worth it, if that makes any sense at all. I don't even know if that's the case. I don't even know if that's a good fear, really, to say. You know, bottom line, I think if I had to pick a fear that was the most debilitating, and again, I'm not even sure if that's really a legitimate fear of success. Seriously, what does that even mean? But I'm going with that because that's kind of the thing I keep going back to, and I don't know if it's an excuse, it's, you know, lame or whatever, but I just, I don't know. I guess there's a part of me that just doesn't feel like I'm worth it. And my self-confidence is really non-existent, and so maybe that plays into it, the fear of that. But that's what I'm going with today, and that's kind of, it's about what's going on today. This is what's happening today. This is where my head is at, and this is what you're getting. So there you go. And I'm on my way to get ice cream, because you know why? I can, and I want to. So I'm going to get ice cream. I'm not particularly proud of it. Okay, well, maybe I might be a little proud of this fact. Not completely, but I do enjoy scaring people. That does make me laugh heartedly. I don't know why I find that so humorous, but I do. I really do. It's a problem in some cases, because people get really mad. The restroom that we used where I worked, it was a public restroom, so there were, you know, 4 or 5 stalls. I'm at one stall, and I'm ready to go. I'm about to walk out, and I see my coworker's shoes. I was fairly confident that she was the one coming into the stall next to me, so I decided that I would just stand there and wait. And as she came in and closed her door, all I saw was her feet the whole time. She turns around and she's latching the door, and at that point I reached down and I grabbed her ankle, and boy, she screamed. That was really fun. She just screamed and screamed and screamed, and I'm laughing. I just couldn't stop laughing. She was really mad, but it was just too funny. I know, a little sick, twisted humor, but it's good times, and I love that. Love it. I do recommend that if you are going to grab someone's ankle in a restroom, that you're 100% sure it's them. What's in my pocket? I do like to carry my camera, take stills and video, because you just never know. You never know what you'll come across. So I always like to do that. And of course, I have my cell phone. And I always carry the lipstick, even though, yeah. This is my work uniform thing. These are my keys, of course, I always carry them. When I was 11, 10 or 11, my parents bought this old farmhouse out in East Texas. And we used to go out there on the weekends. It had this old house on it that I don't know how long it had been abandoned before we moved in, but it was obvious that no one had lived there for what looked like decades, really. As a kid, it was kind of creepy and scary to stay there, but we did. There was nothing in the house when we moved in. Obviously, it was an empty house, but when we got up to the attic, it was full of stuff. And I think it was full of stuff from the original owners because it dated back to the 30s and 40s. There was an old diary, which was actually really cool. It was a 5-year diary, 40 to 45. And because it was a 5-year diary, the little entries were rather small. It was just a few lines. But it was interesting. The girl had chronicled the 5 years, and I had a cousin that was in the war and whatnot. And so we went through a lot of the stuff in the attic. And I found these keys that actually were keys to different rooms in the house. And I always thought they were really neat. And I cleaned them up. And I've kept these keys on my ring since I was 16. I loved the old house. I loved going out there. I can't say it was like the best time of my life, but it certainly was a good time. And so I guess I keep these on there just as a reminder of that old house. It was kind of a fun time going there on the weekends. We had a little vegetable garden, and there was wild blackberries that grew there, and there was an old rusted out car from the 20s. It was really a neat old car. And in retrospect, I can't believe we climbed in there and played because snakes probably were in there. I don't know why I wasn't afraid of that at the time, but it was like our little playhouse. The seats had all rotted out, and my sister and I would go and play in there, and it was not even visible from the house. It was out in the woods, and my parents were like, go play. So these I guess are sort of my keychain. I just they're just a part of me now.